What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of the Seez Monroe Show. I am your host, and today we're here to talk about streaming services and why they're more of a hinder than a help. Today, I'm talking more of the streaming services that actually have theatrical runs because the other streaming services, I'll get into that in a bit. All right. First off, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page if you haven't yet at the Seez Monroe Show. Go ahead and like this video and go ahead and go over to Facebook and like my Seez Monroe Show page. Please and thank you. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. And with that down, let's get into the topics. So the first streaming service we're going to tackle today is going to be Disney Plus. Now, Disney Plus is the giant when it comes to streaming services. A lot of people don't understand why. Disney owns all their content, so that's the main reason why they're surpassing so many other streaming services right now. You have Netflix out there, but obviously Netflix don't own most of this content, and the content that it does own doesn't generate too much traffic. So there you go. Disney right now is looking, they have about 100 million subscribers. 100 million subscribers at $6 per month, at an average of $6 per month, equates to about $600 million, which then turns into, for the year, $7.2 billion. Now, great numbers, I know, but if you look back at 2019, Disney Plus did over $10 billion with 7 films that year. That's not including all of the films they did that year. It's just their top films gross their 7 top films gross $10 billion. That's not including the revenue they received from Spider-Man Far From Home or any of the collaborations that they have with any other studios. So that brings a lot of things to aspect. If you look at it as, oh, it's only $3 billion less. Yeah, but at the same time, you have a staff. When you have a streaming service, you have a staff that you have to run that's going to keep that streaming service continue to go. You need servers and people to manage those servers. And that's why looking at that 7.2, it really breaks down to, depending on how much traffic is being driven to the site, which we know is a lot again. So it breaks down the money a lot versus when you're doing a theatrical run at $200 million, you send it off to the theater. Of course, you have your marketing dollars. Everything has marketing played into it. So, but after you give the theaters your product, you have nothing to worry about at that point. It's just they take care of it from there. So you take care of the marketing, they take care of running the staff for your film, and it's all profit after you make back your money. With Disney Plus, is more of you have to manage and you have to manage this business continuously, and you're not receiving new money from it. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video for a moment because I did not turn my do not disturb on. Give me 1 second. Look at that. Those are rookie mistakes. Anyway, so yeah, that's Disney. As far as AT&T, as everybody can see that they're trying to get out of their Warner Media deal. They just sold 30% to Discovery. I know they still the main shareholders, but I know they're trying to give out the rest of that 70% to somewhere else. They do not want to be in the content game because, one, they're a telecommunication company, so they don't know anything about this business. They got into it because they did own, I believe they own HBO Max. They own HBO, and they got into owning Warner Media, so on and so forth. It became everything Warner became AT&T. So them not knowing that business, they make decisions like same day theatrical release, same day streaming on HBO Max. Obviously, that business-wise, that's not a good move. Common sense-wise, that wasn't a good move because you're taking away from your box office numbers. Again, we were in the midst of the pandemic. They were panicking. They're trying to make sure their shareholders feel safe and secure about this company. So they throw things out there like that, and right now they're kicking themselves in the ass. Let's start off with one of their films, Godzilla vs. Kong, which made about 430 million. Um, they're looking at it as, what would it have made if it wasn't on HBO Max? Granted, it did make a lot more than Godzilla King of the Monsters, but at the same time, if you, as the regular consumer going to the movie theater, you want to watch this movie because it is a big screen type of movie, so you're going to watch it. But are you going to go back to the movie and watch it the second time? So a lot of things with the streaming services, especially with same day availabilities, they mess up their rewatchability. The money of coming to watch that movie the second time. So that was mistake number one. Mistake number two was, there's a lot of smaller films that you're going to release, like Judas and the Black Messiah, which was great, by the way, one of my favorite films of 2021. You're not going to make any box office numbers off that because that's not a big screen movie. You don't have to go to the theater to watch that movie. It's something you can watch at home. It's a drama, and not many drama films are something you need to watch on the big screen. So yes, that was a situation where they had a lot of streaming numbers for this film, but they didn't have a lot of box office revenue. So that was mistake number two. And just not understanding the landscape of theaters. Again, AT&T is a telecommunications company. They sell cell phones and bad internet service. So getting into the content creating, streaming aspect of things is just not their business. They don't know anything about it. I don't know if they hired the right people for it. Obviously not, because they made this mistake. And yeah, they're hurting from it. Mortal Kombat, for instance, made 22 million the first opening weekend, which is okay. But it's Mortal Kombat, which is a big, I wouldn't say a huge blockbuster movie because the first two didn't really make that much, but it is a big domain. So you have this domain like Mortal Kombat, and the movie wasn't that great, to be honest with you. But someone like myself will go back to the movie just to watch the fight scenes that I love. I don't have to do that now because I'm able to watch it at home. And again, you're giving away something for free that I had before. I used to have to pay for twice. So there's your money. Let's go back to Disney. Disney Plus has this Premier Access thing going on. They haven't had anything up until this point that's really going to affect their box office numbers because a lot of their content hasn't been the greatest. So I give them that as far as Premier Access. But now they're at the point with Black Widow, another property that's probably going to be the first $1 billion movie in 2021. You offer it for Premier Access, that's going to cut your numbers down again. Like myself, I'm a family of 5. If I go see Black Widow, it's going to be some money for me to go see Black Widow. Now, if I'm a family of 5, I'll get my own snacks and feel like I want to watch it at home, I can do that now. It's an option now. It shouldn't have been an option. It shouldn't be an option at all. And that, I feel like that's going to affect the box office numbers with Black Widow. Again, it can probably still make 700 million, hell, even 800 million. But again, it won't make the money that it would have made if they would have just ran with a regular theatrical run. And then when it's a Premier Access a month or two later, you got to give these movies time to breathe. So that's going to affect them in the long run. I know they're going to be kicking themselves in the ass for that. They have about a month, so hopefully they change it. If not, then you're going to see that's going to drop a lot. Again, with Premier Access, if I have 3 people sign into my Disney Plus, that's 3 families that's going to watch it that don't have to go to the theater and watch it. On top of the bootlegging of the streaming, because bootlegging a stream is so much easier than trying to get an HD bootleg from something that's going to straight to theaters. Again, it's possible, it happens, but rarely do you get a good bootleg off of theatrical runs. So yeah, that's going to be the downfall of the Disney. Sorry, not Disney, but the downfall of Black Widow. And I feel like Disney is going to kick themselves in the ass for this, but we shall see. We got a couple months. Well, we have a month, and we're going to see what happens with the numbers. Let's say a couple months because we want to see what the theatrical run actually does for Black Widow. With that being said, man, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you'd like to hear more information like this, go ahead and let me know. Like and comment. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Like the Facebook page. And leave your comments, guys. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.